Welcome to the Feeding Our Young podcast. Have you heard the phrase, nurses eat their young? Feeding Our Young is more than a podcast. It's a movement. It's a desire to see new nurses of all ages be supported and uplifted by their peers. And it starts with me. It starts with you. So join host Eric Miller, registered nurse of nearly 20 years and adjunct clinical instructor, and today's honored guest, me, Aysia Ramos, and be ready to have your life uplifted so you can, in turn, uplift others. Welcome to the Feeding Our Young podcast.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Feeding Our Young podcast. I don't want to brag, but today we're going really far away for our honored guest. I am going to talk with someone. I'm going to Asia. I'm going to Asia. That's it. That's all there is to it. So without further ado, okay, no, I'm not really going to Asia, but this will make more sense when I say hello, honored guest. Welcome this morning. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Great intro, Eric. I am Aysia Ramos, born and raised in Hawaii, and I'm glad to be here today. Thanks for having me, Eric.
I'm so glad to have you aboard. In the interest of full disclosure, Asia's one of my former students and a recent graduate, right?
Woo!
Of there's some university in Spokane. What was the name of that university again?
I think it's called like Gonzaga. Gonzaga University. Go Zags!
You're a proud Zog. I don't understand how that's even. How do people do that? I don't understand.
I don't know either.
It's an A. It looks like, I mean, I don't know. It looks Gonzaga.
I don't know.
Gonzaga. I don't know.
Gonzaga. I honestly thought it was Gonzaga before coming here. But anyways.
And yeah, no, 100%. I just don't understand, like, how is that a thing? Even though I get why it is. It's just weird. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm sorry, you've already said it. Where's home for you?
I'm from Hawaii. Born and raised on the island of Oahu.
Perfect. Awesome. Mm-hmm. And that is currently where you are. So, right? Mm-hmm. You're at home.
Yep.
Beautiful. So I'm not going to Asia, but we are recording Trans-Pacific. So we'll see how this flies. So far, so good. So Aysia, recent graduate of Gonzaga University. Congratulations. So we've established that. Let's ask the other traditional opening questions. We'll talk about them more at the end of your episode, but what are 3 words that you would use to describe nursing school?
The 3 words that I would describe nursing school is challenging, unpredictable, and rewarding.
Oh, I love it. Mm-hmm. And then the loaded question, 3 of your favorite songs in life right now.
See, I feel like it's so hard to narrow it down to 3, Eric. This sucks, but it also changes every single day. But right now, guys, give it a listen. It is 7 Seas by Mahina Lawrence. Okay. She Was Mine by AJ Raphael. And Blue by Young Kai.
Awesome.
Great songs.
So without further ado, there are a few things you, Aysia, wanted to talk about. So let's bring up those things in no particular order, everyone. It's going to drive you crazy, but here we are. Let's talk, first of all, I like to open up about family. So whatever you want to share about your family and specifically your upbringing, all of that.
Sweet. Well, Eric, I have 2 older brothers. I have 2 parents, loving parents. I have 1 dog, Precious, a little white dog. She's actually here right now. She's sleeping, of course.
No. No, I'm stopping you right here. Hold on. White dog named Precious.
Okay, is it the most stereotypical thing ever, Eric?
Are you
judging me right now?
No. Have you seen Silence of the Lambs?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Is there another white dog named Precious?
No. I'm not gonna say. Do you like horror movies or psychological horror? Is that something you can sit through? Mm-hmm. I'm done 100%. Talking about it. Your assignment. You now have an assignment. Here it is. You're not even my student. You have an assignment that is to watch Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
It's the great Anthony Hopkins playing the role of Hannibal the Cannibal Lecter, and Jodie Foster in her incredible role as Clarice Starling. It is a classic. All I'm going to say is that you're going to watch it. People who have seen it already know what I'm talking about, and soon you will too. Okay, so, sorry, about your family, I will not interrupt you anymore. A white dog named Precious, your 2 older brothers, your loving parents.
Mm-hmm. My 2 older brothers are also like in healthcare. One is a PT right now, and one just finished his first year of pharmacy school. So,
incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have 2 older brothers. They're kind of like my bodyguards almost, you know. But
I was
very
gonna say,
overprotective. But it's all good. It's all good. But what else? We're also first-gen college students, and so I feel like growing up, we've always been motivated to make our parents proud and be very hardworking and persevere through all of the obstacles in our lives. And it's good that we have each other to back each other up and support each other through hard times.
Absolutely.
And
so all 3 of you being first-gen college students, I was going to ask, you know, if your parents inspired you to go into medical field since you're all there. But so what role does that play there? Like, why nursing for you specifically? And did your parents play any part in that inspiration for the 3 of you?
You know, I feel like growing up, I always said, like, I don't want to do nursing. Like, I actually thought about that. I'm like, maybe I don't want to work with people. But my grandparents have always like been in and out of the rehabs and all of the hospitals, and I always was surrounded by like amazing nurses, and I wanted to be like them and wanted to make an impact on patients as well, because I don't want to get into like a really sad story, but just about my like grandpa and like seeing him try to be revived and all of this stuff, and like getting CPR, and I don't know, it was horrific for my mom and I, even though we saw him like 5 minutes ago and he was fine, but we had to like rush over back to his rehab, and we saw that he didn't have a pulse and wasn't breathing anything, and it was hard to like see and I think I was like 9 years old, Eric, and I thought it was going to be traumatizing, but I don't know, I feel like it motivated me to want to be a part of that healthcare team to, you know, make the situation better and try to revive patients and try to help patients as well, too.
At 9 years old.
I know, exactly. And I felt like I was consoling, like, my mom almost and making all of the calls, and she could vouch for that. She's here, but...
Yeah.
She's listening. Anyways.
Everything is mom approved, everybody, on this episode.
Exactly. But I feel like from that day, I feel like it inspired me to be a part of a team who could make an impact on patients and try to save lives.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I didn't feel pressured from my parents or anything, and I don't think they really pressured it onto my brothers as well. I think it was more like engineering for my brothers, but I don't know. Healthcare is pretty cool, and I guess we all like science, so I don't know.
And that's, I think maybe that's the commonality there, right? Like that health sciences background. No, and I thank you for being open. I wasn't trying to, pry in there a little bit. I'm sorry you had to witness that, but I'm also very happy that if there's a silver lining to come from that, it's that, you know what I mean? You are entering the healthcare field, because the healthcare field will benefit from you being a part of it, for sure.
Oh, thanks, Eric. See, without that experience, there's positives in every, like, hard experience that you experience in life. So, I mean, it's got me to be with you, here talking to you today, you know?
Yeah.
So
I get to be a better person having known you because of that whole thing that happened, regardless of what happens in the future, and I love that.
Yeah.
Well, since we're on the hard subject train, And we have decided we are not sure if this part is going to make the episode. So if anybody's hearing these words, we've decided this part is making the episode. But you talk about having that support system during difficult times and during challenges, and you've most recently experienced a pretty significant setback. So what do you want to share about it? I'm going to share what you texted me in the bullet point, if that's okay, because it didn't make sense at first. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait to find out. And then I was saddened to find out. But it said, NCLEX craziness, 2 rolling eye emojis. What is that all about, Aysia?
It's crazy. See, I didn't want to tell you over text. I just wanted to keep you guessing. And I was right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, let's get into that was a great segue, Eric. But anyways, let's roll it back to June 24th when I took my NCLEX. Actually, let's go before that. Let's talk about the prep work that I did. I used all of the resources.
And
I
those
did all
resources,
of the practice.
those resources include what? You are welcome to name drop. What have you been using?
Oh my god. Okay, wait. Let me bring it up right now. I think one was called Blueprint, which one of my nursing instructors recommended to my cohort. And I think it was like a 60-day free trial. I think so. I used that, and it gave me like a strict schedule on all of the video resources that I had to use every single day, and like do a bunch of practice tests and practice questions. And I did all of that. I also used Kaplan as well. And I also used the NCLEX Mastery app that Rachel Williams, shout out. We'll talk about her more later. But but I also use that, which is a great like resource. It gives like good rationales on all of the questions that you like get correct and wrong. And I did a bunch of practice tests within those resources, and I was passing them all. And I felt very confident like days and weeks leading up to the test day.
Yeah.
And I thought I was confident to pass, Eric. But test day comes. I was fine like in the morning, but I think I was overstressing myself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking over content, and I shouldn't have done that. And then my mom also helped like dropped me off too, so that I don't have to like freak out about trying to like driving there. Right, exactly, getting there, parking. And we had a general idea of where the testing location was, but we didn't know like which room. And I think I was stressing myself out about that, and like not knowing, having to be there 30 minutes early. And so I'm sorry, like it was just a very stressful day for me. Mm-hmm. And a lot of my anxiety was skyrocketing, and I shouldn't have been in that mindset to take that exam in the first place. And I remember like sitting down, and I was like, I'm not ready today. Like today is not my day. And like from
you feel this the moment you sat down, but not before. Like you sit down and you're like, exactly. Oh no, what have I gotten myself into? Exactly.
And I feel like from like the start, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not in the correct mindset. And all of the knowledge and the skills that I've like obtained through nursing school, all of the practice tests, all of the practice questions that I've done to prepare for this moment, like it just went away. And it sucked, you know. And I feel like for the first time ever, when I was answering the questions, I didn't have that voice in my head. I didn't have Mark K in my head telling me, like walking me through all of the answers and just breaking down the questions. I felt like I wasn't conceptualizing like anything. And I ended up like running out of time. I went past the 85 questions. I think I was on like 113. Wow, I'm really exposing myself right now, Eric, but I went past 85 questions and I ran out of time. Like the test didn't stop me. I just went past the 5 hours. And normally I do like get accommodations like during school. Mm-hmm. And my doctor actually said that I could get like, or he recommends like 1.5 extra time. And I didn't get that during my when I was taking my NCLEX. So I feel like if I had that time, I feel like I could have like proven myself
Yeah.
that I'm a safe nurse.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like it just goes to show that testing anxiety is real, and you really have to be in a really good mindset before taking that test. And especially on that day of, I feel like it's very important to like take care of yourself and take care of your like health and eat, you know, do all of the things that we like preach to our patients. And it's so important to just remember that we have to take care of ourselves, and that testing anxiety is real, and you, as much prep work that you like do, I don't know, it could be so different on the day of, and it sucks, you know, because I pushed everything back for this test. I'm like, my friends wanted to hang out. I pushed back like our podcast like 3 times because I was like, T minus 20 days until my NCLEX, Eric. I have to grind, right? Because I was on a strict schedule, and I wanted to like focus on that. And I like studied like 24/7. Like I'm that kind of student where I don't give myself breaks. And I don't give myself grace either. I'm like, I have to be focused on this one thing. But I think it was so hard for me to like even come onto your podcast today because I felt like, I don't know, I felt like I'm a failure, like all of these negative things. And once I found out my results that I didn't pass, I feel like that whole entire week I went through the 5 stages of grief, bereavement, anger, depression, like everything, Eric. It was crazy, but I'm so glad that I had the support system that I have here in Hawaii. And like my family was very supportive. My family, or my friends too, were very uplifting, and it's also very important to have that good support system. And
for sure.
Yeah. And I feel like this is also like a good lesson to other students as well as they're taking the NCLEX, and how important it is to have this good support system, and that it's going to be okay. We're going to get jobs one day, you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. Like there's other people who are struggling to like put food on the table, or who don't even have a roof over their heads. So
very true.
I try to have that optimistic mindset and happy
and that's incredible. And that's incredible that you do. And it's important that you do. But on the flip side, it's also very real. You know, we acknowledge those very real feelings of, oh my gosh, I'm one of the ones that failed the first time. And so obviously you're going to make an incredible nurse. And whatever's going to happen between now, because, you know, you have a mandatory waiting period before you can try again, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you talked about not giving yourself that grace, and you know what I mean? And like just studying 24/7. Do you feel like that contributed to this? Are you going to do a different approach this time, you know, in that regards, or?
For sure. Because I was watching like other NCLEX videos on like, oh, it's okay that you failed the next time. This is the resources and like the steps that we found are most helpful to students. And they said that a lot of their students who passed the first time only took like 2 to 3 hours of studying every single day. And I'm like, what the heck? That seemed like it's impossible for me, you know, because I love to like stress out myself and just over prepare. Yeah. But right now I'm starting to study again for when I have to retake it. And I'm definitely giving myself more grace and more breaks.
Good.
And I think that's important. Like I'm hanging out with like my friends later on today, but I'm also maybe not studying 2 to 3 hours a day. I think I'll limit it to like 6 or 8 because it's hard to jump from studying 24/7 to like 2 to 3 hours a day because I feel like that stresses me out. So I think I'll take it little by little. Like I have to go from 24 hours to 6 to 8. That seems a little bit more manageable for me, at least, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And you have to just do what works best for you. I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like that makes me a little bit less anxious, but definitely I'm giving myself a lot more time to do what I want and instead of pushing things back because of my exam. Like, I have to prioritize my own mental health and like family time, friend time too. So
it sounds like you were like a rubber band that was completely stretched to its limit, and you stayed there. And now this go around, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna let that just loosen up a little bit. I'm still gonna, make sure the rubber band's tight, but like, I'm gonna give it some slack, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I do want to touch on something, if it's okay with you. Like you mentioned, because this is important for a lot of students I know, needing accommodations and having those medically approved accommodations. Do you, like, is that even an option for the NCLEX? Have you even like researched that? Or because I honestly don't know the answer to that question.
So people who normally receive accommodations like during or like at school normally or should be able to receive accommodations for like the NCLEX too. But it's very like competitive. And so when I did get my accommodations, I got a separate room, but I didn't necessarily get extra time because it's so competitive and they're very selective with who they give extra time to.
Okay.
But I feel like it's also very important to like advocate for yourself because I thought it was weird because I knew that I was a slower test taker and that I needed to like really take my time to read the question thoroughly, and make sure I had everything that I needed to answer the question with like using nursing judgment, right? But it is an option, but I just wish that I advocated for myself more, and I wish the same for the listeners who are listening into this podcast right now. Like, it's okay to like reach out for the accommodations that you know that you deserve and that you need for this test, because just not passing it the first time kind of delayed a little bit, delayed things in my life a little bit, but it's okay. It's a little hiccup. It's a little like pothole in the road. We'll be okay. But it is an option, but it's very competitive, and you should, like, if you want accommodations, you should act on it fast.
For sure.
And because I think it takes like months for it to approve sometimes, and when it's May too, and April, May, I think it's like a really hard time for all of the accommodations people to really
to sort that out. Yeah,
exactly, because there's so many people who are requesting for accommodations, but it's a thing.
Yeah, and I think that's incredible because that hasn't always been a thing, and so you know what I mean. Just because I think a lot of students got lost on the wayside, who would legitimately be able to do this, that, or the other if given accommodations. We're talking decades ago, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, so. Thank you for being open. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for being honest. And everyone, if you're still hearing these words, this was all discussed beforehand. Like, we talked about the option of postponing this one again, which was fine. We talked about talking about it, not talking about it, ignoring it altogether. And Aysia, kudos to you for being like, you know what? I think this is going to help some people. And so I have every confidence in the world. You're going to kick that thing's ass. In next month.
We're going to manifest
goodness. 100%. 100%.
And I feel like for the listeners who are listening in right now, I feel like it's also important to realize that like this isn't going to matter in like 5 years from now or even like a year from now. We're actually going to be wishing to have this extended break. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Exactly, because we're just going to be working for the rest of our lives, And so it's not super important to have a job right away, just like your friends in school. It's Well, it's just a little hiccup in the road.
It's just a little hiccup in the road. I love that. I love that. So then, okay, let's talk nursing school. Let's talk nursing school before we talk about future plans. Let's talk nursing school. So, Gonzaga, 4-year university. What would you say were some of your favorite parts about nursing school?
Definitely the people, Eric, and like the carpool rides. They really like brought us so much closer. You don't even know, Eric. Like, I got lunch with one of my friends, Sarah Curran.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
She's also from Hawaii, and we realized that we live like 5 minutes away from each other. It was crazy. But anyways,
what?
See, what are the odds? Exactly, and we're in the same nursing cohort.
Wow.
And we live not even like 5 minutes away. It's like a 2-minute drive. It's crazy. And we didn't
That's
realize
incredible.
until junior year. But anyways, we were talking about like carpool rides and how it like got everyone together. But definitely the community and just having other people to help support you through one of the hardest programs ever, nursing school, and just to have that support system. And it's like a bond that you wouldn't necessarily have with other people, like my friends here either, who aren't nursing majors. Like they don't understand how hard getting through nursing school is. So it's very, I don't know. It was that I feel like having a community and friends to talk to, definitely was the best part of nursing school, I would say.
That's
And
incredible.
getting through the hardest stuff.
Well, and like you said, the and it's important to have your support people outside of nursing school, of course. That's not what we're advocating here for, have your non-nursing friends, have your family, have all the things. But there's just something about the people who know the language, who know what you're personally going through, and for lack of a better term, it's been brought up before, trauma bonding of nursing school.
Exactly.
And the challenges those unique challenges that nursing school brings to that. So
The trauma bonding. That was a good way to put it.
yeah,
I like that. 100%.
It's because you're undergoing one of the most difficult changes in life together. And that just forces you to be closer together. So there's something else you wanted to talk about with nursing school, and that was balancing it with activities, and one in particular named choir. I think you have a shout out there.
Indeed. Shout out to Rachel Williams, who was actually the ambassador that reached out to me before like coming to Gonzaga. And she was like the person that kind of like sold Gonzaga to me as well. And she was like, oh, we have a nursing program, or not nursing program. But we also have a choir that you could join. And for context, guys, Rachel Williams is also graduated from Gonzaga's nursing program, the cohort before me. And she is the smartest person that I've ever met and so inspiring. But anyways, balancing nursing school and choir. Eric, let me tell you. Eric and other people, let me tell you, that was probably one of the hardest things ever too. Like probably harder than NCLEX. I'm just kidding. Partially. But anyways, let me get back on track. We had choir every single day for an hour, which was already time consuming, but I was also on like a scholarship. So I had to take like voice lessons, and I also had to take like a voice studio class every week with all of my peers where we have to sing in front of each other, all of our repertoire. And it's like Italian, German, all of the languages, Eric. And we had to like memorize all of that. And then we also had a thing called juries at the end of the semester, where we had to perform like our memorized songs in front of the vocal teachers. But we also had to like partake in the like what I said, like voice area recitals where it's like open to the public.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of like outside work in that too, where we have to practice our music, of course, like in the practice rooms. But it was so hard to balance it with nursing school, with like clinicals and everything, and studying for that. But I'm just very thankful for my choir instructor, who was very lenient on me, I would say. And she's like, oh, Asia's probably just gone doing like a nursing thing, and which I
saving
was,
a life,
right?
no big deal.
No big deal. Like,
It's
she doesn't
fine.
have to sing with us today, she can come back tomorrow. But I don't know, it was a great community, and I don't regret like being in choir and trying to balance it out with nursing school, because I feel like doing things outside of nursing school and like just doing any extracurricular was very like good for my mental health, and it definitely kept me sane, along with like the people, of course,
For sure. So I mean, obviously the benefit is you've made that benefit very real and very obvious. Do you have any practical advice for someone who's listening going, gosh, how did you balance that then? I mean, despite the leniency, obviously that helped a little bit, but you still had to balance stuff. How did you do that?
I heard from I think it was one of my voice teachers, and she was saying like, you make time for things that matter to you. And so I always think about that. I'm like, yeah, she's so right. So everyone that's listening, like, if something matters to you, you'll make it work. You'll fit it into your schedule, no matter what. And yeah, I'm glad that that like resonated with me, because I feel like, I don't know, it just pushed me to try to make it work.
Well,
You know?
and like you said, like I feel like it gives you opportunities where you have these moments of every week at least where you're not worried about nursing or focused on nursing related things. It gives you a chance to disconnect and focus on something else, maybe even more pleasing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Exactly. And it was nice to also talk to non-nursing majors too, you know,
Yes.
instead of, even though I literally just said, like, there's no better community than people who, like, get you and understand you, who are in the same program and, like, we're, like, on the same boat. But it's also refreshing to talk to, like, business majors or, like, majors too, and, like, just, like, reset a little bit. And not just to have, like, nursing in your mind. So it's good to join other things.
I love it.
Make it work.
I love it. And make it work. No, and I love that you bring that up because, you know, you talk about it being, you know, so enjoyable and all the things and giving you that experience outside of nursing school. So that's awesome. And thank you for also shouting out Rachel Williams on that as well. She, for those who don't know, she's episode number 36. You can go back and listen to the amazing human being that is Rachel. And this is why I love my job. I get to know people who are just incredible human beings in every walk of life. Rachel, Asia, everyone else that's come before, everyone that'll come after. This is my most favorite job that pays me nothing, and I will hopefully do it till the day I die. Then there's one last thing I want to bring up that you had in your list of things you maybe wanted to talk about, and maybe we already touched on it, I don't know, but tell me what you meant by words of encouragement, because in all caps, Lord knows, you never want to be the smartest one in the room. What is that all about, my friend?
Did you tell us that quote, Eric? Or just being like, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Did you tell us that?
No, ma'am.
Because I'm trying
but I have heard
it
from other Gonzaga instructors. Okay. I don't know who, but
maybe it's Sarah Marash. Shout out to her too, my queen. I love her. But yeah, you never want to be like the smartest person in the room, because you want to be in a room full of like smart people. You actually want to be one of the dumber people in the room, because that's how you're gonna learn and grow, is like a new and upcoming nurse or whatever you might be doing. And so it's important to be surrounded by people that continues to motivate you and to inspire you almost, because you want to always be better than yourself from the previous day, and like that whole saying. But
yes,
yeah,
and that's where I come in, being the best version of yourself.
Exactly. But what other words of encouragement and like advice? One advice that I would give people, I guess, to like not lose faith in yourself and to give yourself grace, whether it's about like taking the NCLEX or just like obstacles in your life or like during your job. I think it's so important to stay resilient, to have that support people, and to know that everything is going to be okay. And that I also heard a saying, Eric, sorry to ramble. I
love it.
This whole entire podcast is about rambling, but I heard like an NCLEX prep expert saying like when she was younger and she would fall off a scooter and she would scrape her knee, her mom would tell her like, oh, Abby, I don't know her name. Abby, it's going to be fine before you're pregnant. So basically, it's going to be fine in the future. You're not going to worry about this minor obstacle in your life, about this minor scrape before like you're pregnant or something in the future. You know, and so 5, 10 years, 1 year from now, it's all of your minor problems will probably not seem as big as it is now, but you're going to get through it. And it's so important to realize that.
And that's a huge perspective, because it's okay to feel like this is the biggest thing in my life right this moment, because it probably is. But like you said, then you remember down the road, this isn't going to be as big. It's going to be something smaller, even though it's very, very big right now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Asia, thank you for being so open and just candid. So let's close in our traditional manner. What were the 3 words you chose to describe nursing school, and why did you pick them?
Let me bring it up, Eric.
Yeah,
It
it's okay.
is challenging, unpredictable, and rewarding. I would say challenging for like the obvious sense. I think everyone knows that nursing school is so challenging. Like I asked my brother, who even says who went through PT school, which is like a hard like program as well. Like he's a doctor now, and so he knows how hard like just getting through school is, and PT programs and just hard programs in general. But he even said that nursing school is probably one of the hardest, if not like harder than PT school as well. So that's why I chose challenging as one of the words. And then unpredictable, you never know what's going to happen. Nursing school is unpredictable because you just don't know what you're going to expect and all of the challenges that you're going to go through. Like maybe you're going to fail an exam, maybe you're going to do super well. Like you never know, but you just have to keep in mind that just be yourself and just try your best, you know?
Yeah.
But what else about being unpredictable? I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna cut that out too, Eric.
I love it.
But you never know, and yeah, period. Okay, rewarding. Nursing school is also rewarding because even though it is challenging and it is unpredictable, it's very much worth it in the end. And if you always have that mindset of why you're doing nursing, then it's just going to keep making you more motivated to pass all of these exams and to make sure that you're thinking to yourself that even though it's hard right now, it's going to be so worth it in the end, because it is worth it, because we're helping all these people. And so, I don't know, it's very rewarding, and it gave me amazing friends, gave me great opportunities, and life experiences that I never thought I would ever experience.
And that you're likely not going to get anywhere else. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like in any other context. So, and then Aysia, what is your one, even if you've already said it before, if you want the listening audience to take away one thing from your episode, what would that be?
I would say that one takeaway from my podcast would be just to never give up and lose faith in yourself. Like you're going to make it through all of these obstacles. Like what Miley Cyrus says, let's bring up her lyrics. That should have been part of my top 3 songs. It's like, it's the climb. There's always going to be another mountain. There's always, I'm terrible at lyrics, guys. But you're gonna make it, and it's gonna be okay, even though it seems like you're in the hardest spot in your life right now, and even though it seems like the mountain is huge, but you're gonna overcome it as long as you have that faith in yourself and like a good support system as well. So
yeah,
you got it, guys. And
I love it, Aysia. I love it. Thank you so much for taking time in your Friday morning to just being open, vulnerable, like I said already, but also just talking nursing and having a great time. So Aysia, it was awesome to reconnect with you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks, Eric. Sorry it took so long, because I even said that I would do it like during the school year, but like,
yeah,
Eric, I have so much anxiety, and then I was stressing out with like nursing school and like studying for all of the exams, studying 24/7, not giving myself grace. But now we're here, so I wasn't gonna postpone it. I'm even more honored.
I'm even more honored that you are here and that we did this. So that's awesome, my friend. Thank you. I can't wait to see what exciting things are in your future.
Yay! Thanks, Eric. Let me know if you need anything.
Will do.
I'll let you know when I pass the NCLEX next.
Yes.
Because it's all about like having a good mindset.
Hello, dear listener. Stay tuned here because we're doing something we've never done here before. Today is August 22nd, 6 weeks after I last spoke with Miss Aysia. Aysia has a little bit of an update for us. Aysia, what happened since the last time I talked with you?
Well, Eric and listeners, I passed the NCLEX.
Yeah!
Let's go.
So now we have to know what the secret is. There was something you wanted to share last time, and both of us forgot. And especially now in light of passing that NCLEX, what are the things you want to make sure the nursing students know?
Yeah, so Eric, I just wanted to add more clarification on the importance of advocating for yourself for the NCLEX, because I guess I might have not been too clear on my point. of wanting to advocate and go through the extra steps, even though it may be tedious or competitive, to ensure you have a fair chance to succeed during the NCLEX. I am diagnosed with ADHD and generalized anxiety disorder and normally receive 1.5 extra time for exams that I take on Gonzaga, but did not receive the same accommodations and always felt a little bit odd about it when I was first taking the NCLEX. And however, instead of calling Pearson's accommodations line, since it's notably hard for accommodations to get approved in the first place, I just set my worries aside because I assumed that I wouldn't take as long as I should have during the actual exam, which was detrimental.
You're saying because you didn't get to finish it the first time around because of those things that you needed accommodations for, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I ran out of time, and I really shouldn't have assumed that I wouldn't take up all of the time. And so my advice is to all of the listeners listening in right now is try not to assume and always advocate for what you think is best for you and your disabilities. And when I took the NCLEX the second time around, I passed because I believe I did have enough time to do enough questions to prove that I was a safe nurse. And when I called the accommodations line, they ended up approving it so quickly. I think it took like a day, less than a day for it.
Really?
To yeah. And
that's so cool.
I know, exactly. So it really didn't take as hard to get my accommodations approved than I thought.
So speak up for yourself.
Exactly. Speak up, advocate for yourself, what you think is right.
And of course, you studied in between attempt number 1 and successful attempt number 2. But what else did you do that helped you succeed? Because you said there was a couple other things you wanted to share with people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so the second time around, I really wanted to focus more on my self-care and practicing meditation, which is 2 things that I really haven't done before. And I feel like it definitely contributed to me passing the second time around. And like I said in the podcast 6 weeks ago, I really didn't prioritize my self-care and constantly studied 24/7, Eric. And and prior to taking the NCLEX the first time, I always pushed plans back and didn't really have time to hang out with friends and family, which are usually my sources of happiness, as much as I did the second time around.
Would you say it's possible then to overdo it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I definitely.
So moderation. Speak up for yourself, man. Aysia, I'm so freaking proud of you. I'm not surprised in the slightest. Of course, you knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to do it, but it's still always a relief when it actually happens, right?
100%.
All right, my friend.
So much weight has been lifted off my shoulders. It's great.
So, what's your name now? Aysia Ramos what?
Aysia Ramos, BSN, RN, all of the good things.
Yay! Aysia, you have an amazing day. Go celebrate that fact, and thanks for updating your episode.
Wait, one more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing. I also remember, right before I took the NCLEX the second time around, I remember hyping myself in the bathroom and staring at the mirror and being like, "You got this. You're gonna do so great this time around," which is, something that I didn't do the first time around. I just felt so rushed into taking the exam and didn't have enough time to really be in the good mindset of taking the test. So be in a good mindset, advocate for yourself, do all of the things, take care of yourself, because it's so important.
So important. And I'm going to piggyback on that because you're 100% right. When I took my NCLEX, we're talking 18 years ago, people. When I took my NCLEX, I just said, I'm going in there and I'm kicking its arse because my future depends on it. This depends on it. And did I have confidence? No, not at all. I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. But I told myself I'm going to kick it. We're not guaranteeing you're going to have success if you do it, but man, you can have a lot better chance if you go in that way than going, well, probably got a 50-50 chance. I don't know. No, you're going to go kick its arse, right?
Yes, we are going to kick its arse, and we did.
Yes.
We kicked its arse.
Yes, take it from 2 nurses. Well, Aysia, you're no longer, you are my peer my nursing
Yay!
peer. Welcome to the wonderful, wonderful world of being a nurse.
Thank you. I'm excited. Ready to change lives legally. And with
Let's
the
go!
Yeah, let's go!
Here's what's happening on the next episode of Feeding Our Young.
If you have a gut feeling about your patient, even if everything clinically is lining up, investigate. Investigate your gut feeling. And you might then find something that turns that gut feeling off. Like, oh, okay, I investigated and now I can see why X, Y, and Z happened. But definitely, if you have a gut feeling, don't walk out of that room.
Did you like today's episode of Feeding Our Young? Want to know more about the Feeding Our Young movement? Check out our website at feedingouryoung.org. Would you like to be featured on a future episode? Maybe have Eric bring his unique brand of encouragement to your nursing students or nurses? Please text us at 509-666-5636 or email us at info@feedingouryoung.org. We're so excited to have you return to hear our next honored guest. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Feeding Our Young LLC. Again, that's username Feeding Our Young LLC. Until next time, be encouraged and go find someone to encourage today.